Yo, I'm David, and this is Journey of Awakening. And today I'm going to give you the 5 levels of the spiritual path. So I wanted to give you this framework because I think it can be a really helpful tool, whether you're just getting started with spirituality or you've been on the path for a few years. I think it can be helpful to sort of pinpoint where you're at and see what sort of practices might be really helpful for you at this stage, what are some of the traps at this stage, and what are the steps that need to be taken in order to advance to the next stage. So I'll start with number 1, which is ignorance. So in this stage, it's all about having a rigid belief system that you don't question. So ultimately, someone in this stage believes that they already hold the truth, so they have no interest in pursuing truth or doing any kind of investigation into truth, which is what spirituality is about. So this is a stage that most people in the world are in. They're not questioning their beliefs. They're sort of just going with the status quo, believing what they've been told their whole lives, and they sort of get stuck in their ways. So one of the keys to advancing from this stage to the next stage is admitting that, okay, maybe there's a chance that I don't actually know everything already. And that's really all you need to do to open up to stage number 2, which is wonder. So this is sort of self-explanatory. This is when you start to begin to wonder about reality. You begin to wonder about your true nature. Start to wondering about the deep questions that you might not necessarily know are exactly true, or they're maybe not exactly what you thought they were. So I remember when I was 6 or 7 years old, I went on a camping trip. This was like one of the first times I had gotten away from the city lights, and I was able to see the night sky and all of the thousands of stars. And I just remember looking up, wow, this is so beautiful. This is really something special, something magnificent. Like, what's really going on here? So just having that sense of wonder is what I'm talking about here. I notice a lot of people, especially the younger generations, people are sort of born into the stage. And I think in general, kids do sort of have this sense of wonder, but so often kids get indoctrinated with all of these beliefs, possibly different religions, and everything we're taught in school, and we're taught not to question it. Instead of valuing independent thinking, we're valuing memorization of facts as a society. And this essentially creates a society that is ignorant, that is stuck in their own dogmatic beliefs and the dogmatic beliefs of society. So after the stage of wonder comes stage 3, which is the stage of exploring. So this is when you're not just wondering about what the truth is, but you're starting to explore different philosophies, maybe different religions, and all of these different paths for yourself. I remember when I was like 17, I first started to, I kind of reached the stage, and I was looking into different philosophies and religions like Buddhism. I'm like, okay, like maybe this one's the truth. Maybe this one's the truth. And this was a really cool exploration. I learned a lot doing this. So it's really important to make a critical distinction here between exploring religions and having a religion. So when you're exploring religions, you need to do this with an open mind. You're not going to cling to a specific religion or a specific doctrine or belief system, because this essentially puts you back into ignorance. Anytime you're being dogmatic and you're closed off to other ideas or beliefs, you are in a state of ignorance. So be careful to watch out for this trap. In this stage, you also begin to seriously question your own beliefs. So you really start to open up and admit, okay, like, maybe this is wrong. Maybe I do see some of the limits, some of the flaws of this way of thinking, and maybe it's not necessarily true. And you also might start to listen to spiritual teachers during this stage, and even explore certain practices like meditation and yoga here and there. And then once you start to do those more, that really leads you to the next stage, which is the practice stage. So this is when you really start to get serious about spiritual practices like yoga, meditation, contemplation, self-inquiry, and concentration, things like that. when you really start to do these things on a consistent basis, day after day. And you'll really start to experience some amazing results during this stage. You'll start to expand your awareness. You'll start to become aware of reality in a way that you weren't necessarily aware of before. And you'll start to have these deep insights into reality and to the nature of yourself. And these are kind of mind-blowing. And also, in a way, they're kind of mind-melting. And I mean that, kind of literally. Like, a lot of the old structures of your mind will be shattered by these insights that you're having. They'll start to melt away. And this can create a lot of turmoil. I remember going through stages in my life where I was depressed because of some of the deep insights that I was having about reality that sort of shattered my old paradigm and hurt my ego. So this can be really painful, but this is just kind of part of the path. If this is happening to you, I did make a video called How to Overcome Spiritual Depression. So check that one out if that's something you're dealing with. And so also during this stage of practice, this is when you'll start to have mystical insights. So or mystical experiences. So these are not just insights about reality. This isn't just an increased understanding of what's going on. This is an actual direct experience, or maybe even a transcendent experience, where you experience reality in a way that's beyond your normal perceptions. It's beyond what you normally experience as a human, or even beyond what you thought was possible. So this is when your paradigm really starts to become shattered, and you start to open up and become even more radically open-minded than you needed to be to get here in the first place. And you start to see that, okay, there's way more possible than I even realized. And eventually, this will lead you to, if you continue down this path far enough, this will lead you to stage 5, which is being. So this is essentially the stage of enlightenment, the full realization of what you are. And this goes beyond just an understanding of what you are. This isn't about learning some new facts. This is about increasing your awareness to such a state that you realize the magnificence and the bliss fully in every single moment, to where it's like you're living in paradise. It's you realize your true nature so deeply that you realize that everything is perfect and that you are perfect. And this is essentially what heaven is. So it's impossible to describe or explain what this would be like, because it transcends every experience you've ever had. So I don't claim to be at this stage. I'm not some enlightened master, but I have had glimpses of this stage and experienced it for a few brief moments at a time, and it is the most mind-blowing, beautiful experience you could ever have. And that's the reason I make these videos. Is I'm essentially building up to. I want to help people awaken. I want to help people realize their amazing, miraculous nature. And it's hard to put into words, but if you are someone who's interested in truth, if you're someone who's on this path, then I believe you have some sort of intuition that's guiding you towards this direction. Right now, more than ever, people all over the world are starting to wake up. And, if you're someone who resonates with this kind of content, that's you too. There's a good chance that you're going to wake up in this lifetime. And, I want to end with, this life is really something special. We couldn't even possibly dream up or imagine something more magnificent, something more beautiful and profound with all the richness and depth than what is already going on right now. You couldn't possibly imagine something better than your current life and this world that we're in. But, most people in the world, and I'm guilty of this as well, are just so caught up in their own heads. We're so caught up in our own bullshit, and our own fears, and our anxieties, our worries. And we can't see past it. We can't see the beauty right now in this moment. The miracle that we are, the miracle that's right in front of us. And if we could only realize that, then all of that shit would melt away. And, no one's going to make you do this. No one's going to tell you to get on the path of spirituality, or that it's the only moral thing to do, because it doesn't matter. You know, you can go about your normal life. You can do normal things, kind of follow the herd, and that's fine. That's totally cool. But if you're someone who, you know, has this feeling that they were here to do something special, if you feel like you were meant to be great, you know that in your soul, then I encourage you to make a decision right now that you are going to wake up. And maybe you're someone who's already pursuing spirituality and you're sort of doing it in a willy-nilly, half-ass way. I'm telling you, it's worth it to do it in a full-ass way, to commit yourself to this. And I want to inspire you to do that. I want to help you to do that. I want to teach you how to do that. I want to become a great teacher. So that's what this journey is about for me, you know, along with my own awakening, of course. So if that's something that interests you, go ahead and subscribe. I'm happy to have you along for this journey. And if you like this video, leave a thumbs up. And if you have any questions or comments or suggestions for videos you want to see, leave them down below and I will get back to you. And I hope you have a beautiful day, my friends.